I think, say the purpose, for us, at Day to organize this event as a volunteer is also really think that, after listening to as, say presentation of the history, full of Chinese history, right? I didn't know about the history before I met them. So I feel that it's really great for all of you, from the Chinese media, to come here, take the time to come here and have the opportunity to know more about the history of Chinatown. And I hope that you really can, say, write more about it so your readers, your listeners, your audience would know more about the history so that we can, explain to our next generation what is happening in that part, in the China Park that is so close to our home. Right? So I feel the responsibility that we can do more, so the community can do more. Even when you just go out to visit, that is part of your support. But absolutely, I think they need money. I think they need more awareness. So if every one of you can do your part, support them, that is my biggest wish here.
And if anybody in the Chinese community that that would like to help and have a fundraising event or something like that, we'll be very glad to work with you, and we'll be attending the event, give presentations like this, and to support the community.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have heard that the Park and Recreation Department of California State has recovered huge amount of money. It's like
I'll be happy to address it. It came out 2 days after we took over the operation of the park with the newspaper, and that there was $54 million of unreported funds, right? First of all, it was very unfortunate. It should never have happened. It turns out that part of it has to do with the reporting system, the financial reporting system within the state that caused confusion. So not as hideous as it was purported to be. The second thing is that of the $54 million, $34 million came from what's known as off-highway vehicles. The registration of those fees that they collected for the use of off-highway vehicle parks, and the money by regulation, by legislation, is required to be used for those parks, 8 of them, and for projects related to off-highway vehicles already. So immediately you remove $34 million from $54 million, so it's left with $20 million. There was a bill that was passed a couple of weeks ago that now requires the $20 million to go to the rest of the state parks, including Chinatown. But there are 270 some state parks, and spread over 2 years. We will get some money, and we're looking forward to it because every little bit helps, right? But it won't be enough to keep all the parks open without your support.
So how much money are you planning to raise? And I heard about this whole matching fund from some foundation. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Sure, I'd be happy to do that. One of the things we have now received a number of foundation donations, and currently we have 2 matching funds from 2 different foundations. The Goldsmith Foundation from New York City, as well as the Dean Witter Foundation, for a total of $75,000. One of them will expire, the $50,000 will expire by the end of this year. We are about 60% there, so we still have a way to go before, and we would pay to lose that matching, right? So it's important for us to do it. We will use the October 14th event as part of our fundraiser. That's not the primary purpose of that, because we do need to build a community. We need to celebrate this event, but we will be doing a little bit of fundraising in there. So we need to ramp up. One of the most unfortunate things about the fund is exactly what you said earlier. Everybody suddenly believes there's a tremendous amount of money there. There's no need to donate anymore, and so forth. So our donations have come down substantially. Unfortunately, it's not the case. It's just not, it's not really what's going on. But it has affected us in a negative way.
How much money you need to maintain and to keep the park open?
Well, the park is sitting right smack in the city of San Rafael. We have a lot of neighbors around us. Lots of people come through. There's a county road. So one of the things we realize is that we need law enforcement. once you start talking about law enforcement, it gets pretty expensive because none of us here want to carry a gun out there ourselves, right? That's the last thing we want to do. So we have high back arranger and park aides and also some maintenance workers. It takes us about $500,000 a year to operate that park. On top of that, we are trying to do some improvements and some capital projects, especially in the first year. That's going to cost us about $80,000. So for the first year, it's about $580,000. Second year, hopefully a little bit less.
So you are the operator. I'm always curious, how many of you actually are operating?
That's a very good question. Someone this morning asked me, actually, Joanna, one from Channel 26, said, "Are you out trying to come every day now?" And my answer to her is no, because I do this, I go to meet with different people and so forth. It is a full-time job, no question about it. What we have is that a number of volunteers out there to spend time. We have volunteer crews helping us maintain the trail, for example, on certain days. And we have projects, and we also have, like I said, hire 6 state parks employees. They are there every day to run the park for us. So it's that combination that's making it work. Yeah. Ed goes out there to count money, for example, because we do have some receipts from.
We're talking about coins and dollar bills and all that.
Right, and so there's many activities, but we are responsible for it. We do have support from the state park by us paying them to do it.
So you have a board, right?
We do have a board, and all 4 of us are on the board.
On the board.
Right. And there are other board members as well.
But you guys are volunteer.
Yes.
Yeah. You have your own full-time job.
Some of us do, and some of us are fortunate that we don't have to have a full-time job for that. None of us get paid. We are strictly 100% volunteer organization. What we pay state parks employees to run the park, to support us.
So lots of passion involved.
Also amazing thing is when we have fundraisers. I remember sitting next to a woman at a table, like a banquet like this, and she was telling me, almost like with tears in her eyes, remembering days when her mom took her as a little girl to the park. I mean, there wasn't a park then. It was on the beach. Remember Grace Kwan, Frank's mom, and all kinds of emotional connections to it. So it was really great. But I think that the Chinese community really have not been able to experience it as fullest as the Korean people. So hopefully, with your help, that we can reach more people. Thank you. Okay, so any other questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You are pointing at me, right?
Yes. Yes.
So a lot of times when we appeal to our audience on KTSF to go someplace, they usually want to go with their family.
Yes.
And it involves kids. And one of the things that brings this China Camp to life is the historical part of it. So I know you have a museum.
Yes.
Is the museum open every day?
It's open every day, and then there are docents manning the museum on weekends.
On the weekend?
Yeah, but if you have groups would like to tour, give me a call. I'll give a language-specific tour.
No, I don't want to do it for every single audience member that I have, but I think one of the things that we want to promote on our website and on television would be the fact that this is a family thing. You can go and it's connecting you to your heritage.
Right.
That kind of thing.
That's good.
Another thing you can do is that bring their families out and go camping in China. We have 30 campsites there. It's a great location for camping. And there's a beach for picnics. There's lots of trails to walk around. So they will have lots to do.
So it's open in the evenings for people to camp there with no fee?
Well, there is a charge for camping, of course. But it's open every day for camping.
And also, in answer to your question, one of our goals for Friends of China Camp as operators of the park is to expand the services and the amenities for visitors. So we're recruiting volunteers, and ideally we would like to have the museum open 7 days a week. And so that's a long-term goal.
Right now.
It's staff at 7 days a week.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So
Right now it's open every day. It's just not staffed during the week.
And just to add is that because it does get cold and rainy in San Rafael, so the Dosen season is from March to October, probably end of October.
But we'll be more than happy to accommodate any group who wants to come out. And we also have made sure that docents to take you around to show you what the park has in terms of its natural resources.
So, so these are contact information, and you have my card in your press kits. If you like a copy of a presentation, send me an email, and I'll be glad to send it to you. You want to close? You want to close?
Yes, but please do come out and please call us anytime you would like to. And we really appreciate the support that you have afforded us today. And thank you again for Dave. I know
thank you to
that's why
everybody
you're
who
here.
showed up. Thank you for your support.
那李先生就请您介绍一下今天开记者会的主要的目的。
好，我们主要是因为我们我们上一年5、6月的时候，知道州政府会关掉 China Camp State Park， 所以我们今年1、2月的时候开始有一群朋友叫 Friends of China Camp， 我们就筹款啊之类那样子，都希望可以就那个 China Camp 保留那些很丰富的历史跟很美丽的一个地方，所以我们7月17号的时候，我们跟州政府跟他们联络那么我们开始接管了那个 China Camp State Park。
那请你介绍一下这个 China Camp，这个 State Park， 它有个中文名字，介绍一下。
我们叫做华人虾寮，有时候有人叫它华人虾村，就是这样子。然后那个 State Park 有几乎1500多acre 的地方，都很漂亮的，有一些树木这样子。最难得的话就是还有一些历史，有18几年留下来的房子啊、码头啊这些东西。我们还有一位老先生，现在87岁，还住在那里。他以前就是捕虾为生的样子，对。
那请您介绍一下，就是说我们新浪的网友怎么可以帮助，就是参与到这个
最好的话，你们可以欢迎你们到我们的网址就是 friendsofchinacamp.org。你们上去的时候看到很多照片，还有很多消息，也知道我们的挑战是什么东西。我们希望可以大家，尤其是华人圈子，可以了解 China Camp 的价值，然后希望你们来 China Camp 看看我们的地方是怎么样，跟了解一下这一段的历史是怎么样。然后希望大家可以捐款，也可以要是有时间的时候可以做义工也可以。我们需要很多人帮忙。